I don't care if you've been trying to get that number one headband from Afro Samurai all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Brothers, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me on fam with all the dank shit on my left. Oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
They not like us. They not like us. Try to be Shinobi, but they not like us.
On my far right, engineering on the ones that use choke people out on 3 to 4 chronos.
Bad built, beach blonde, butch body.
Damn.
Damn, that is the thing. And last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
If you say that 5 times fast, a white woman's going to show up in your house and yell at you. Talking about your eyelashes.
With the MAGA hat on.
Are
MAGA.
you sure, though, that's not Dog the Bounty Hunter? Because I'm telling you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Her comparisons also to Titans is also from Attack on Titan. Is pretty good. Pretty good, I'm just saying.
Oh, I saw that one, yeah.
We'll talk about what we're actually talking about a little bit later. If y'all don't know, you have to pay attention to politics, which I know that most people probably don't pay attention to. But you should, because there's morons that are in power that are probably representing you. So, yeah.
So I was literally looking on my phone to remember what the hell she said, because it's damn near a tongue twister. It's like there's no way you could say it 5 times fast.
Yeah, good.
Start us off with some stats, so Kronos.
The stats are listener of the week would be somebody in Japan, and I cannot read kanji, so I apologize. Yeah, but thank you.
Stop. Copy it, throw it in the Google Translator, see what it says.
I guess you're right. I can do that because the internet exists, and I'm on it. And first in the chat is I think there's nobody there yet.
Killer
Frost
in there.
Yeah,
B-boy.
Good old B-boy. Yeah. All right. Let me look up what the fuck it says. Yeah, I'll bullshit for a minute. So.
Old Ninja.
Yeah, Old Ninja. What you?
Yeah, I was gonna say. We're gonna pour out this week. We're pouring out some. What I have this week? Or what am I gonna have? Some. Oh, you know what? We're gonna pour out some Red Stripe this week.
Oh, look at that. International.
Yeah, we're gonna pour out some Red Stripe. I mean, it's not malt liquor, but it's brown and frothy.
I think Red Stripe is a malt beer. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, might be, maybe. I think it's a lager. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lager.
Yeah, but we'll do some Red Stripe this week. It's mainly for me. I'll explain why later in the class. But we'll pour out some Red Stripe for Dabney Coleman. He's an actor that starred in 175 films and TV programs. Probably some of his most famous work that us old heads would know about was something like 9 to 5, On Golden Pond, Tootsie, 2 of my personal favorites, War Games and Cloak and Dagger, and then he was in You Got Mail. He starred in a ton of TV stuff, which I'm not going to go through, but probably his most stand outish or most recent or Empire and Yellowstone. And the
you're breaking up.
Itun series. Am I breaking up? What?
Keep going.
Yeah, let me make sure this isn't running. No, it's not. Okay, so in the Recess cartoon series, he played the voice of the principal. He was drafted into the U.S. Army in the 1950s. I don't know if anyone's been keeping score. Probably Warrior Felon, most likely. But a lot of the actors and directors that have passed recently that were born pre-World War II, most of them kind of served. Most of them are veterans. I don't know if anybody knows that. But most of them are veterans as teenagers or early 20s people or 20s men. Yeah. When he came back when Dabney Cole came back from the Army, he flunked out of law school. Then he ended up in theater studying in New York. He was known for doing a lot of comedic roles. Some of them were serious bouts, especially his role as Burton Fallon in the TV series The Guardian, which garnered him some acclaim. He's won an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. He died at the age of 92. So, yeah, I love Dabney Coleman stuff. He's done some really good comedy. He's done some pretty cool stuff. I love Cloak and Dagger. War Games is one of the reasons why I pursued my bachelor's degree.
Would you like to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely not war games. I'm not going to play. What was it? Global thermonuclear war. Not playing that. It's all bad.
War game played a big role in the Ready Player One game.
It did.
Cool. Yeah, I remember they talked about but it's a great movie though. So good.
That's one with Matthew Perry.
McConaughey.
Roderick.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Austin, he played Austin Powers, right? No, that's somebody else. Never mind.
Ferris Bueller.
Are we confusing white people like white folks confuse black people? Is that what just happened here on the podcast?
A little bit.
Yeah.
What was that Japanese translation?
It was actually translated great. I can actually pronounce this name. It's Nagao Fuki. So there you go.
Right. You say that.
Sounds like
we say it.
I hope. I probably fucked it up, but you know.
That sounds like what they would call us. Like, oh, what's up, Nigao?
Oh my.
There you go. All right. Were there any others, Old Ninja?
No. That's all I got.
Good shit, man. Well,
shit.
Get in. Let's get up in here. Whichever want to start with first. We doing Bleach Blonde or we starting with Samurais?
Doesn't matter. I forgot. I'm looking at people on Twitch. Last time the not heavy, so I gotta open it. So there we go. Checking people there.
All right.
So where are we going?
I was asking if you wanted to start with Bleach Blonde or you wanted to do a Samurai. Which one you wanted?
I mean, they're both hilarious to me. So you know.
Let's start off with the. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, we can start off with. I'm pretty sure you're going to say like the House of Representatives fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it actually, this story is so great that it actually loops back into our previous episodes of when we talked about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar fight because they did a remix of what was said as a rebuttal.
Yeah.
And remixed it into BBL. Was it BBL Drizzy? Pretty sure it was BBL Drizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was BBL Drizzy.
Yeah.
This baby will make you show up. This cake will make you show up.
This cake.
It
is so great. Hilarious. It is hilarious. Like I was trying to explain to somebody like I was talking to Andrew and talking about the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. And I was just like, basically he wrote one of the songs that Kendrick, he basically he wrote a letter to Drake's son, to Drake's mom, to Drake's dad, to Drake's maybe daughter that may or may not exist. We don't know. Probably not. And then Drake,
Phantom Kid.
Yeah, and then Drake himself all in one song, all dissing Drake. I was like, damn, man.
He took a piece from Eminem's Stan story and then just kind of played on that.
Oh man.
But yeah, we talk about the whole Drake Kendrick thing, but I always forget J. Cole was wrapped up in that for a little bit, and he kind of was like, I'm sorry for what I said, but
I think he realized at this moment that he fucked up, so he just left.
You know, he made a business decision, and he was like, Kendrick is a wordsmith. He's got catchy fucking hooks and shit. I don't want to be infamous like BBL Drizzy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want any of those problems. I can find my peace and serenity on a beach. You know what I mean? With a blunt and a bad beach bond blad bit. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't see Drake recovering.
Oh, wow.
Like when this first started, everybody was thinking, "Oh, Drake will be fine," coming out of this. Even though everybody knows. I mean, if you listen to rap music, you know that Drake is not. He's not a great rapper. Yes, he makes catchy music that maybe make you dance and all that stuff, but he's not a great rapper. He's not a great lyricist. But people still thought that even after this happened, this beef, that he was going to come out on top because he was more popular. Meanwhile, K-Dot done stole records from, Drake. Like he broke rap records that were held by Drake. And he's outselling Drake a lot. This beef has basically shot Kendrick Lamar into the stratosphere with his sales. People are going back and listening to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which is probably like it's one of my favorite rap albums of all time, but it's not a great rap album if you listen to rap for entertainment. Yeah. It's just because it's hard to listen to because it's about a guy going through like a lot of shit, admitting his faults and admitting to like past traumas. And like if you haven't gone through a journey through trauma or anything like that in your life, like this shit is it's gonna sound whack to you. But the fact that Drake continually referencing this album got folks to like listen to that album, and now it's back in the charts along with a bunch of other records that Drake made. And all Drake shit is just nobody's listening to him anymore.
Let me make sure.
So hold on. I just want to interject really quickly. So you're saying that this beef generated rap sales and was top of the charts after someone on this cast speculated this might be fabricated beef
for one person.
Somehow, Steve still on top. I mean, there's going to be a winner. And there's not the winner on top.
Let me make sure I address that really quickly. So, for those who have any sense of recent history, this was not the first time that fucking Drake has had diss records made about him.
No.
It's not the first, it's the second, it's not the third time. Pusha T, Rick Ross, I believe even Megan Thee Stallion, a whole bunch of people have made diss tracks about Drake. None of them have had anywhere close to this success. Like nowhere close to like number one on Billboard and Spotify and millions of streams. Nothing close to it. So there's a lot of people, especially on the stupid ass internet, talking about, well, Kendrick needs to be thankful because if he hadn't been mentioning Drake, then these songs wouldn't have been great or wouldn't have been this popular. The songs are popular because Kendrick is this talented. All the other Drake diss tracks did not sell. Period.
No, they didn't, and most of them were only one. Like
get confused.
But over the weekend, Kendrick dropped like 4 diss tracks.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so also last week, Ninja, I agreed that there was some validity to what you were saying. However, rap historically, rap diss tracks do not sell like that. They do not sell like this. They never have ever. So even the ones that I find highly entertaining and it was like No Vaseline, Hit 'Em Up, shit like that. Like that does not have mass appeal, but
at all.
But these latest diss tracks, they have mass appeal, and because first of all, like the lyrical content is amazing, and then like they drop some really nice beats, especially the one with Not Like Us, because it was like a hardcore West Coast beat, and it just slaps in the club, and then nobody's even talking about BBL Drizzy because it's not really part of the beef, but to me it is. So
BBL Drizzy is everywhere.
That was final nail.
Yeah, did you not? I mean, there's people, they're playing in the club, they're playing at festivals where people are yelling BBL Drizzy. I don't know if y'all saw the link I posted.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because I was like, what?
Not just even that, like for BBL Drizzy, like other countries are getting into it. Like there's Japanese rappers get into it. There's a mariachi version of BBL Drizzy. So
there's like a Portuguese version. There's a Portuguese version. There's R&B versions. There's like there's a rock version. I don't know if y'all saw. There was like a rock.
Yeah,
there was like a rock BBL one.
Emo rock.
Emo, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a version of a girl playing on a harp. BBL Drizzy.
That's right. I've seen that one too. Yep. And it's like literally global, and because it's free, and like there are TikToks being made about it. There's like skits being made to the beat, like just crazy shit. And of course, as y'all mentioned last week and the week before, SoundCloud rappers had a field day with it. Some of them probably had multiple tracks.
Yeah.
Just that one beat. So it was wild.
It was basically the BBL Drizzy was a contest. It was like basically Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like you get the best, you drop the best, diss track, and I give you a free beat, which is, I mean, this is from like an established, content creator. Producer. Producer. So yeah, I mean, it was dope. I think the only way that Drake can really come back from this is if he maybe does like some kind of drug that makes you reevaluate your life, like maybe ayahuasca or something like that. And then, he realizes how wrong he was, and then he makes and he drops like his version of Mr. Morale. Like, I don't see him coming back, especially like the way that he talked about, like, people don't seem to understand that Drake exposed himself as fundamentally misunderstanding Black culture in America and Black trauma. Like when he went back and tried to talk about how Kendrick said that he was sexually assaulted and Mother I Sober, it's like that's not what he said.
Exactly.
Like at all. And the fact that you just kind of glossed over that shows that, first of all, it's not really important to you that happened to somebody if it did, which it didn't. And then second of all, you don't understand like that whole album to begin with, because I think he's emotionally immature, which is fine. But I mean, he's in his fucking 30s, so
late 30s.
Yeah, late 30s. He's technically he's older than Kendrick. He's 37. Kendrick is 36. He needs to have, like, in your 30s, you need to kind of figure yourself out. And I don't think that he is in a place in his life where he can figure anything out except for like making money off of songs that you listen to in Target.
Hold on. Both of them are in the late 30s?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. Oh my God. I had no idea. I thought
didn't
they
know
were
that
in the
either.
late 20s for some reason.
No.
Wow.
Drake's been around for a minute. And what's particularly interesting about Drake being of that age is if you listen back to his older songs when he's talking about girls, really, and like specifically calling them teens and like referencing their ages, and he's like in his late 20s at the time.
Yep.
And there's some very disturbing stuff, and like him talking to these, celebrity women or girls, really at the time they were girls, when he was in his late 20s, like it's super gross. So
yeah, and let me just really quickly add this to that. I mean, it'd be gross for even a regular person, obviously, like just a regular dude working in an office or whatever, or driving a UPS truck.
DMV.
You're a world famous celebrity, and you're using your fame in a really creepy manner with teenage girls. Let's just call that what it is. That's almost like an abuse of your fame in a whole lot of ways, and it's just fucking gross. That's why all of the not like us, very overt allegations hit so hard, because people know that he has that fucking history.
Yeah, I mean, and Diddy just, we got to bring it up. I mean, Diddy's going down. I would be surprised if Drake goes down in a similar way.
Wait. Before you get to Diddy, no Diddy. Did y'all see?
I don't want to say the no Diddy thing because I think it's. Yeah,
I'm not trying to.
I got thoughts on that kind of thing now. So yeah.
Yeah. So wait, did y'all know that? I guess Billie Eilish was talking to Drake, or he was talking to her, really?
Yeah, when she was all about it. She was like, "I turned 18 today," and he was like, "I've been waiting," and it's like, this is public on Instagram, bro. What are you doing? Yeah,
it's on TikTok too. It's on TikTok and then it's on YouTube Shorts. So someone merged together, like Billie Eilish being interviewed about her talking to Drake. So I love Drake. He's so nice, and he calls me up and and then like it cuts to Millie Bobby Brown saying the same shit.
Yeah,
I like a red carpet event. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like years ago.
Weird.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
I don't like it. It's foul, but I'm glad that in 2024, folks there's a little bit more truthiness out there, and I guess some of the real stuff is becoming more popular.
I wonder if there's other ladies out there who've had like these run-in with.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what we're seeing a lot lately is that we've seen a lot of celebrities just fucking a line of ladies that they've either like assaulted or other crazy shit that they've done. So I wonder if there's more, I guess, skeletons in Drake's closet that's going to come forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And again, if you are a world famous music celebrity, you do have, women throwing themselves at you. Let's just be fucking clear. But it's weird for you to pursue someone under fucking age. It always would be. But like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I mean, he could be like, oh God, what's his name? Name just totally slipped my mind. Oh God. Let me think of his name again.
Sure.
There's a rapper out there, the guy who like with the Rough Riders. What's his name?
Oh, DMX.
DMX.
Yeah, DMX. That dude had a bunch of females out there, but they're all women. So
Oh yeah. I was going to say,
if you want to be a real rapper, like just hook up with a bunch of ladies and have a bunch of kids.
DMX.
Like DMX did.
hated Drake. So that line in Not Like Us, not in Euphoria, when he's talking about I hate the way you dress, hate the way you look. That's actually from DMX.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, DMX went hard. He's all, I hate his shoes, I hate his haircut. I was like, what the fuck? He just kept going. because I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he walks.
But I appreciate like, okay, you've had your time. You know, it was after DMX was no longer as big as he was when he did that interview. And you don't have to fucking love everybody that's young and popular right now. You really don't. You can be an old ass man that could be seen as a fucking hater and being like, you know what, this person is whack because I fucking said so.
Yeah, and this is what I love. Yeah, what I love about this this whole beef is that it's bringing back lyricism. I hope for rap because for long, if you listen to this podcast for long enough, like I don't like mumble rap like at all because I can't understand what the fuck you're saying, and usually it's not of something of substance. So for like a long time, I stopped listening to rap kind of altogether. Then I found Kendrick Lamar and a few others that I listened to. But the fact that this is charting so high and the lyrical content is there gives me hope for rap in general. Because I don't see people wanting to go back to. Well, maybe I'm of an older generation, so I don't know. Maybe the kids are thinking something else, but I don't want to hear about somebody mumbling about their fucking black and white car again. Like I'm good. Like that's the color of your car, and you're just saying it over again. You have a nickname for your car, even though I like the song, but I'm just saying, like it was because the beat was dope, but the bars are whack.
Wow. You know what's funny is in the same interview, because it's from the Breakfast Club. They asked DMX, and he praised J. Cole. He's all J. Cole's nice. Actually, he literally only praised J. Cole and one other rapper. Everyone else was like trash.
Well, at the time, he didn't know about Kendrick Lamar yet at that same interview. So.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone even brought up.
No, they brought it up. I watched the clips of that interview.
And then also there's that one video where there's a YouTuber named Swoozy who's interviewing President Obama, and he asked him like, "Hey, who's a better rapper, Drake or Kendrick Lamar?" And President Obama said, Kendrick, because the guy has style and like he's got bars, and Drake he said was more poppy. So even President Obama knew about that.
Hey man, it is what it is. I just love the fact that the Drake tracks are not like, especially his most recent ones, they just aren't as catchy. Like nobody's really bumping them, and for as big of a celebrity as he is, to take this many L's in this short of a period of time, it's really unprecedented. I know people use that term too much, but we haven't really seen this from two heavyweights and one of them take this hard of an L.
Well, I think what's even worse is that that Kendrick has at least 5 more songs just ready to go. Yeah. Like he said it in his song. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Like we took stock. So I don't think, Drake is prepared for that, especially even with his ghostwriter. That's what's even more kind of shameful about this is that Drake has ghostwriters. And I think that with the Heart Part 6, I don't think he I think he actually wrote that, not his ghostwriters. Yeah. Because it's very sloppy, to be honest. Yeah. And the other ones they weren't that good. And Kendrick Lamar is just actually you know what's funny though? In one of Kendrick Lamar's songs, he actually messes up. I think it's in Euphoria where he talks about Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
He was not in. He's not a fucking actor. Joel Osteen is the preacher guy that makes too much goddamn money. So he was never in. What is it? AI and Anyway, ICW people. So he fucked up on that. So I gotta call it out.
He meant to say Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, it does rhyme better though.
It does. I bit better. It did.
That's wild shit. You know what's funny is like even though this is kind of as I said, kind of revitalized hip hop as everyone's talking about now. But the thing was, it's been it hasn't been since like the early 2000s that we haven't seen heavyweights go into some beef. Usually the beef is it's usually somebody that's a minor act versus like someone that's like really big. I mean, I would even say the MGK versus Eminem.
That's actually that's what my friend Mike just said.
I knew who MGK was, but to me he was not nowhere near as big an artist as Eminem. And then like when what's that one dude? That dude Cassius. when he came for LL Cool J, that shit felt fabricated to me. But nobody knew who the fuck he was.
Cameron?
Like,
Cameron. I knew who Cameron was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Cameron. I knew who he was.
I thought his name was Cassius. Like some new cat. But
wasn't it Cameron? Oh, no, Cannabis.
No,
Sorry.
it was Cameron.
No, it was Cannabis.
No, that was the name of his song.
Cannabis, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was Cannabis.
Yeah, but nobody
knew. I thought his LL diss track was really good.
Yeah, I knew who he was.
Because he was, but nobody knew who the fuck Cannabis was.
You know what's
funny? Can't even get his fucking name right.
You know what's funny about Cannabis? Is that he joined the Marine Corps and he got kicked out. Guess why? Because he was smoking that cannabis.
Yeah.
But you had for like heavyweights or whatever. Obviously, you had Jay-Z and Nas had some really good tracks.
Yeah, like I said, early 2000s.
Yeah.
But during the odds.
But again, those diss tracks were not big sellers.
No, they're close. They weren't top of the Billboard. What's it called? From Chicago, Common Sense and Ice Cube had some against each other too. But yeah.
But then again, we're also I would say we're kind of in a different era right now because, like, you know, we got YouTube and Spotify and TikTok and all these other media sources where it's easier to kind of get that content to get those numbers up.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're right, Blue, but at the same time, obviously Rick Ross, diss track just a few months ago, and
yes, but okay, so this is the thing to kind of give more to Blue's story is that this is a time when like you had so many diss tracks so fast, like that's never existed in history before. Like the fact that I think it was Drake, he dropped Family Matters, and then right after that, it was earlier that day. I think it was Meet the Grams. Then it was Family Matters. I gotta look at the time frame, but like 30 minutes after Drake dropped Family Matters, Kendrick dropped another one, and it was just like, bro, like how the fuck you do it in 30 minutes, man? How you do that in 30 minutes?
That shit, you're right. The speed and the frequency, like, had people just fucking flabbergasted. Like, holy shit, what do you mean he dropped? I've heard all the new tracks. No, you haven't. You haven't heard the song that dropped 20 seconds ago.
Go watch DJ Academics, which is he's probably gonna go to jail. But anyway, watch his reaction when he heard there was another Kendrick drop that same day, because he was reacting to the initial drop, and then he's about to go off the air, and he's like, he dropped another one. He's like, what? He's like, no, there's no way that happened. And
where is it?
It's just amazing.
I love that shit.
Did y'all? I don't know if y'all saw it's an animated account. He's on Instagram and
TikTok.
I guess it's YouTube. No, it's a YouTube channel. Oh, he might be on TikTok. I'm pretty sure it's on TikTok. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to pull up the name, but he had a little skit where it was just like, Drake dropped the track. It looks like Kendrick's done. Kendrick dropped the track. Yeah, no, it didn't. He's like, yeah, I did. And then he's okay. And we start going back. He's like, wait, Kendrick dropped two more tracks, and like the dude, he can't handle it so bad, he almost like faints or whatever because there's too many tracks. It's fucking hilarious. What's his name? Let me see if I can find the artist.
And if you're
fucking hilarious.
If you're gonna drop tracks that quickly, oftentimes they're fucking trash. That looked like these were excellent tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what's even crazier is there's normally a time when you drop anything, right? And it is not like 10 o'clock at night. Like that's basically when he dropped that. She was like 10 o'clock, and like I was like, even like with the podcast. So like I now drop like the video of the podcast at like noon, because if you drop between like noon and 3, like you're good to go, right? I drop the audio like whenever. I should probably like change the audio too, but the fact that this dude just dropped at like 10 at night, and he was just like, fuck it, and it's still, people were reacting to the original video and were like, what just happened here? Like one of my favorite things is there's a guy named, I think it's Brian Fantano, the needle drop guy. You know what I'm talking about? He actually has some really good takes on like music in general. Like he actually breaks down music on like a very well like musical educational level. Like he breaks shit down, and he doesn't really like Drake at all, which is kind of funny. And he does a very long breakdown about like the beef, which is very, very entertaining. So y'all should give it a drop. The needle drop. Check him out.
Nice.
I like how we went from briefly talking about the Congress, what happened in the House, and sent it straight to Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. Because I mean, it does kind of tie it up. They kind of work out into each other.
All I know is I'm in a samurai fucking mood, and I'm gonna get that number one headband. God damn it!
Wow.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the fucking shit out of this Assassin's Creed.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, just I thought about it and I was like, I've liked a lot. We talked about it like a week or so ago. There's been a lot of Assassin's Creed games that have been excellent. Some that have been middle of the road, but some that have been excellent. I don't care. I'm pre-ordering. I'm giving this game my fucking money. I'm gonna get down with this Black Samurai. And it seems like I'm not the fucking only one. Those pre-orders are going through the fucking roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it too. Just to like, I mean, honestly, I have beaten very few Assassin's Creed games. I have a lot of them, but
I think a lot of them.
Yeah, I think Black Flag was one that I beat the brakes off of, but on the few other ones, I just like Valhalla, perfect example. Like I couldn't get into that one after a while. I was just like, meh. Origins was cool though, But yeah, the controversy in this game was so right when they showed Yasuke, I was just like the racists are coming out. Like I already knew, like they're coming out. The racists were so mad about a black person possibly even existing in Japan, much less being an actual samurai.
Yep.
They totally overshadowed the fact that there's another character in the game that you can play as. Who? Guess what? She's fucking Japanese. Like you can just play as her. Like you don't. But
she's a girl.
Yeah. You don't have to play as the black guy. Like you're fine. If you don't want to listen, like if you want to play him, if you want to play as him at all, then you don't have to. It's just like a syndicate. Like a syndicate, you can pick two characters. You know what I mean? Man or a woman. Sorry, neither one was black, but whatever. Probably why there was no controversy.
It's cool. I actually saw a video that went into Sasuke's background because apparently, not
Sasuke.
Yasuke.
He does not have the Sharingan gun. I'm just saying.
He does. He's not. He has that Negro gun. But no. So I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about him and like I don't know. I can't remember the full details, but like he was originally like he was a slave in India and they taught him how to speak like I guess Indian or Hindi. Anyway, then like for some reason he ended up in Japan and he was kind of helping them kind of figure things out. So they started teaching him Japanese. And I guess like there was a ward there that heard the story about like this 6 foot tall black man. And like at first when he met him, he didn't believe that he was actually like he didn't believe his skin could be that color. So like he washed him, like he had his people like wash him and stuff like that. And he wouldn't he was still black. Like after he washed him, he was still black. And so he decided to like take him into his army or whatever and train him and stuff. And he became like his kind of like his side, like his number 2 or whatever, basically. And like all this other stuff happened. And then like I think there was a rival lord had attacked the village and like basically had all of the guards like commit
seppuku,
commit suicide. Yeah, except for him because since he wasn't Japanese, he wasn't worthy of it, which was like a bit of a disrespectful thing for them to do, but like it's a really cool story. You should definitely if you have a chance, definitely check out a podcast that talks about it because it's really really dope. His backstory.
So he was Nobunaga's retainer. So
yeah, so I've been following the story actually for a while. Actually, before the anime dropped on Netflix, and to be honest, there's been like a lot of speculation about what happened because there's so little information. There's a lot of things were kind of, I guess, filled in the gaps of certain things because there's talk about where he came from. They say he's most likely from West Africa, but some people say he may not be. Some historians say he may not have been a slave. He may have been actually hired as a bodyguard and trained to be a mercenary by the Portuguese. So, and they were doing trade with Japan. And they took him to Japan, and that's where he met he wasn't the shogun. There wasn't a shogun at the time.
Well, at the time there was no shogun, but I think the guy became the first shogun.
He was the first. He was on his way to become his first shogun, and he was betrayed by someone in his camp. So they let a rival lord in to take him out. And so there's two things that the historians kind of debate about. One is that when I can't remember his title, but the one who took Nobunaga.
Nobunaga.
Yeah. When he took when he took Yasuke in, and when they said when he committed seppuku, like to finish the rite of seppuku, you have to chop your head off. And it is rumored to believe that Yasuke was the one who did it, but there's also historians that believe that he had a daughter. He had one daughter. They believe his daughter might have did it because they killed two out of his three sons, and Yasuke actually fought with his son at one of his forts, and that's where they lost the battle. And they know that Yasuke wasn't killed in the battle. They say he was either captured and returned to the Portuguese, or
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, your mic did that.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Hey.
Well, we
I
can't.
don't think he can hear us.
He's gonna keep talking though. Yeah,
his mouth is moving.
No, it's okay. I mean, we can just talk over him because nobody can hear him.
Exactly. I hear it.
So just to be sort of clear from what I can remember, so I used to take ninjutsu back in the day. I'm pretty sure the second person for seppuku. So seppuku is usually when you disembowel yourself, but the second person is supposed to end it faster, so you die as like with some sort of honor, like when you just disembowel yourself and die like from disembowelment. Obviously, that's pretty shitty. So the second person is able to cut your head off to end your suffering and to make sure you die with some sort of honor. So
there you go.
Oh, they're just still going though. He can't even hear us. This is amazing.
That's funny.
I think he can hear us. We can't hear him.
The one thing I want to point out though, real quickly, and I know racist people it infuriates them. You know, not only were black people in Asia, but we were also in Europe too. Like, there's depictions of obviously in like all over England and Spain, and the Moors ruled over Spain. Like, there's black people pretty much everywhere. You know, throughout the ancient world, and it's just, I don't know. It's fucked up that you want to erase black people in like science fiction stuff of the future, and you want to erase them from history too.
Yeah, I don't really understand that, especially when we have, you know, somebody brought it up before, but like Neo, the main protagonist is some white dude with blonde hair and blue eyes, and it's just like nobody seemed to care. But meanwhile, you have a black dude, fucking everybody's up in arms, and they're like, oh well, you know, and Neo is like supernatural, blah 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 blah. Okay, so we're talking about Assassin's Creed. You're literally going into a machine to go back in time to like relive these lives, and you have these crazy like things that can do supernatural shit. So just like please fucking stop it. Like, yeah, it's a video game. Yes, this one happens to be based on a person that existed, but they're also doing shit that you can't really do in real life. So, like, nobody was climbing up buildings that tall, jumping off of fucking that building and landing in a bale of hay and being fine. Yeah. You would fucking die from that height.
You mean there was no secret order of assassins fighting a wizard pope that had alien powers?
Yeah. So just stop. Like, I can't. The racist shit is just people will go so far, you know, to like justify themselves in these ways. Now they're trying to say that, oh, here is a retainer and not a samurai. So it's okay. So you admit that he existed, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Okay. So if here's a retainer, most samurais are retained by, you know, somebody else. Like they weren't just samurai. Like a samurai that has no master or no like person above them. I ain't saying the word master, but a samurai with no master is basically a fucking Ronin. So they're retained by somebody. So they're using like this weird wordplay to make it seem like he didn't actually, to make it seem like he wasn't actually a samurai. They want to make sure that any other samurai besides somebody Japanese was definitely a white dude.
Exactly.
I gotta look at what a retainer is, because all I keep thinking of is you know, when you get your braces and stuff.
Exactly. Hey, real quickly, because I am gonna have to split in just a bit, but I do want to drop one quick bombshell. I mean, as a topic, fuck Diddy as a person, a record label, and a crew. This is a monster, and we all suspected it. Nobody in the music industry was ever defending him. Very few people were defending him, period.
50 Cent let us all know long time ago.
50 Cent let us all know, you damn right. But there was video released, some of the most disturbing video we've seen, of him as a maniac beating his former wife or girlfriend. I can't remember.
Cassie was his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. In a hotel room. I don't have to describe it. I mean, if you want to see the horrific stuff, you can see it for yourself. But I'd caution you, it's real fucking ugly, and you could construe it as him basically trying to kill her. All the way around, fucked up. Fuck him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like when the video, because we've seen other videos of like celebrities just losing their shit and like attacking their significant other. Like we saw the football player
Ray Rice,
like,
or was it Ray Rice?
He punched his girl in the elevator and stuff like that. But this one, like the girl, she's like running down the hall. I think it's Casey. It's Casey, right, or Kathy?
Cassie. Between me and you.
She's like, well, I know. I just
Chet hit song. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But she's like running down the hallway, and he's like, first of all, he's running down the hallway with a towel on. So like, what was going on? Like, why was he at a towel? Like,
I'm pretty sure
shit must have been really going down for him to like run out on a towel.
Pretty sure he was in the shower.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm out."
But then like he just like grabs her, like slammed her on the floor. But then he doesn't just stop there. Like he just constantly just start kicking her, and like it was super disturbing.
So I think
the fact this is his old video footage is crazy.
Yeah, I think the more disturbing part that nobody's like kind of talked about that I've seen is the fact that he beat the shit out of her, then dragged her back to the room, and that's where the video stops. Like it definitely did not get better when she got in the room. So I'm pretty sure the abuse continued after that, and there's no way that somebody that's not their first time doing something like that. There's no way that like you flip the fuck out on somebody, hit them. Like I think a rational person, if you happen to get to a level where you hit somebody like that and you make them hit the ground, you're like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like you don't just like continue to whoop their ass and then drag them down a hallway back into your room. You know what I mean? Like a goddamn caveman. So yeah, fuck that dude. I'm pretty sure there's actually I heard about another allegation that came out recently. I think it was today. So and there was a bunch of other ones too about him like sexually assaulting dudes and stuff like that. So he's been a real piece of shit for a long time, and I'm glad his uppins will hopefully come sometime soon. So,
well, just let me add one other quick thing, and Blue alluded to this. This is from 2016. We're now in 2024.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody and prosecute everybody who helped cover this shit up. Like, let's be clear. This is in a hotel lobby. It's not like some hidden fucking shit. This is pretty much like out in the open. You know what I mean? There are other guests in the hotel that heard this. There's obviously surveillance video. If you're so wild that out in pretty much public in the hallway, you're doing this shit, and it was years ago, and you're able to cover it up, there's corruption all over the place from the hotel staff.
Yeah, the hotel. Yeah.
PD, a whole bunch of fucking people got paid off, and where the fuck is TMZ? TMZ lives for shit like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
TMZ probably got paid off too. I mean, like, listen, we already know that, like Donald Trump, like the perfect example, he's literally on trial right now because he paid for the catch and kill scheme, where basically any bad story about him, he would pay tabloids to kill the story. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why he's in trouble right now, is because that's probably what Diddy did. So
exactly.
Did Diddy do it?
Yeah, he definitely did it. Diddy did do it.
Right.
No, I got to add to what Kronos was talking about. There is more footage. There's actually like a cell phone footage. So they're in the hotel where he's sitting in his towel. He's literally throwing things across the room at her. He takes from the table and chucks them at her. This was someone sent it to me today. It was on the news. They show like extended video of him throwing things, yelling at her. What's up?
I thought that was still in the hallway.
No, after the hallway, he's in the towel.
Oh yeah,
still.
he's like sitting in the hallway in a chair.
He's in the room. You can see a closet on the left because they're obviously in a hotel room, and he's literally throwing things at full force across the room at her. He throws numerous things at her. So yes, the abuse did not stop just inside the hallway.
I just watched some of the footage, and yeah, he's like sitting down with his towel on and just like grabs like some random item off the table and just throws it at something. It doesn't show you what he thought at, but obviously it's her.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, fuck the deal. Real quick before Prodigy goes, I know he's got to go probably now, but me and Prodigy and my brother actually got to hang out in real life, which is weird because we live in the same goddamn city. So we finally got to hang out again after a while, and apparently Tequila is not Prodigy's friend. So
it really isn't. Into the entire fucking podcast world right now. I got so fucking gone off of 2 tequila-based cocktails. I told the fucking bartender, I'm a little bit drunk right now. You don't ever tell that to the fucking bartender.
Yeah, no.
No.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oops. Pretend I didn't say that.
I was like, you could have told us that.
But it was great. It was great to just kind of get together, talk about family shit, talk about fucking life and, you know, just growing up and just being together, man. It was awesome. We'll do it more often now that the weather's good and, you know, I don't know. There's no excuse.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm single now, so I got to figure out shit to do with the rest of my life. So I'll be hanging out with people, random people, I guess, from now on. I think one of the guys listening to this podcast, Lando, I'm gonna hit him up to hang out.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe we've all met Lando.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him like
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, we actually.
Yeah, it was crazy though. There's like a lot of stuff going on. But I remember meeting him briefly.
We are we do jiu-jitsu at the same place. So actually, we rolled a bunch of times together. So yeah, which is crazy. I think I told the story, but like, I was at like a promotion for I think with my daughter, and he was like, "Do I know you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And apparently, he listens to the podcast, and so I just randomly met him. Yeah, I knew his brother from the podcast from SDCC. So yeah.
Here you were thinking he was hitting on you.
Yeah, I was just like, this seems very odd. Yeah, because I'm like, he did look familiar to me, but like his brother is like, he's thicker than he is. I'll put it that way. Not that he's fat. I'm not calling him fat, but it's just like he's a larger guy than he is.
Yeah,
but they look the same.
All right, so are you dipping out, Prodigy?
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, man. I've been sick all fucking week. I got this Theraflu in me, man. I'm old.
Theraflu, you want old school? You got to rub some tussin on it, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, you drink some Robitussin, rub on some goddamn Vicks, and you'll be fine. Stop being little
like those tequilas weaken your system.
Yeah, dude, that tequila is no fucking joke. And here's the other thing too. We were at the ultimate Mexican bar. Like they had nothing but like soccer and fucking mariachi going. and they were hardcore about their tequila. They were just like, you know what? He ain't a gringo, but I'm gonna give him.
Yeah. And they probably weren't even serving you tequila. They're probably serving you mezcal. They're here's some tequila, sir, quote unquote.
Kronos got the same alleged drink that I got. It looked completely different. Like his had like.
I'm pretty sure they gave me a. It wasn't what you got. I'm pretty sure, even though they didn't do the right thing, but I'm pretty sure it was a mojito.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
They gave me just a tall glass of shut the fuck up and go fucking cry somewhere in the corner. That's what they gave me.
So if you're in San Diego, Chula Vista area, go ahead. It's all good, Prodigy. We got to go.
All right, man. Peace.
Later.
Later, man.
All right.
If you're in the Chula Vista, San Diego area, there's a place called La Nacional that is on 3rd Street in Chula Vista. It's like the little downtown strip. It's a great restaurant and bar. So hit it up. It's they got great food, great drinks. They definitely don't water down their drinks.
So, Cronus.
Yeah.
You were talking about you need something to do with your time, your free time, the more free time that you have now. So I have a suggestion. It is a game called X Defiant. Because I know a lot of people were trying to talk about B-Boy's kind of in the cast, or he's in the chat.
That segue, though.
It's free, it's free, right? I can download it right now. Hold on.
It is free. It is free. It is a first-person shooter. It is literally, if you take the Ubisoft properties of Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Splinter Cell, and The Division, you put those worlds together and then plot them in the first-person shooter, then you have X Defiant. And you make it
this game isn't it on PC?
Yeah, it's cross-platform.
I'm pretty sure it came out on PC like a while ago.
So in like different beta forms, and it got stalled. But apparently, it's supposed to be out last year. And I've been talking to B-Boy off and on about this. So there's been beta tests, like more than one. There's been a stretch test, which was like roughly a month ago.
It's right
and
there.
Then the release was
pops up right away.
the release
trending
was
games
today. So it's been pretty interesting. Like it is free. If you have like a Ubisoft account, I guess you get a couple of free boosters to level up. They have a battle pass, obviously.
Okay. Just downloading
and
now.
then so you can do your battle pass. You can level up, and then like. So I was trying to play through it. So it is a first-person shooter, but there's no team deathmatch. It has like Overwatch modes. So it has like all these modes. So there's like an escort, a basically King of the Hill, I guess like it's kind of like Kill Confirmed or like I guess Kill Confirmed. I don't know what it's called in other first-person shooters. Basically, when you kill someone, you have to pick up something that they drop. In Destiny, it's called Conquest. You have to pick up
like capture the flag or something.
No, it's like you have to confirm your kill. So you kill it, you kill the person. You have to pick up whatever item they drop, and that will count as a kill. If you don't pick it up, the other team, the team can pick it up. Your teammates can
kill
pick it up.
Confirmed, right?
Team can pick it up. Yeah, it's basically Kill Confirmed, but other first-person shooters call it different. Like Destiny call it Tribute or Conquest or some shit, and then like other games call it something, but it's Kill Confirmed. And then there's like 4 or 5 modes. Can't remember the other ones. Escort's probably the most longest because it gets round based. So
that's such a weird concept, the whole kill confirm, because like I mean, isn't the system just keeping count of who you're killing?
No, I mean yes and no. So the system can count who you kill. However, the game mode does not count the kill until you pick up whatever they dropped. And if the enemy team picks up what they dropped, then it's like your kill is denied and your score doesn't go up. Your score remains the same. So it's actually a pretty cool thing because it's supposed to reduce camping. So if you kill someone, you can't necessarily wait for your team to pick it up. Yeah, you can't necessarily wait for them to kill. You need to do your best and be part of the team and collect your kill, get your kill count.
It's also
like killing people doesn't necessarily like do a whole lot.
It's also very reminiscent of a really old and dark thing that the military used to do. Actually, I'll talk about a little bit of a Marine Corps history right now. There was a Marine Corps unit that I think was during Vietnam, I'm pretty sure. If Papa Bear is still in the chat, he will let me know and all of us know. I'm incorrect on this, but there was a unit that got disbanded because they would kill enemies and then take their ears, and they would have like a necklace full of ears. That was their kill confirmed thing.
Oh, isn't that what they did in
Tropical Thunder?
No, what's the movie that was similar to Full Metal Jacket, but like was super controversial?
The one with
the one with Tom Berenger. We had like a necklace of ears.
Was Apocalypse Now? Was that it? Apocalypse Now?
Maybe it was Apocalypse Now. I think it probably was Apocalypse Now.
I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while too, but I think he went all crazy and he just like was just killing people randomly. Like he went off mission and was like crawling through the mud and just was killing people, cutting off their ears. And then he almost kills. I'm pretty sure it was Emilio Estevez in the movie. He almost kills him and tries to take his ear.
Emilio.
Crazy. But yeah, X Defiant is a pretty interesting game. It's crazy because it's free. It's very fast paced. A lot of people compared it to Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
That feel.
The thing about it that I didn't realize is that each so the teams or actually the characters are divided into faction groups, right? Each faction has different abilities and a different ultimate, like Overwatch. So basically killing and doing the objectives and helping your team builds your meter. Once you hit it, you can hit your ultimate, and it gives you like some kind of special ability. Like if you do the Splinter Cell, it makes you go into Sam Fisher mode, where you can see everyone through infrared, and you get like his pistol, and like nobody can see you, so you can just snipe people with the pistol, and like it instant kills them. You have like 10 seconds to use it, or 30 seconds, or whatever the fuck. There's one from Ghost Recon where you get like a shield, and anyone that gets in your shield, you can one-shot them with this like cannon thing. It's like pretty crazy. There's one from Far Cry. It's kind of healing boost. I haven't used it yet. I don't really use the Far Cry faction, but there's 3 characters from each faction. I'm pretty sure everyone has the same abilities, but they may not. But it might be the same abilities and different um, supers or ultimates, or whatever. It's very very cool. It's very fast paced. It's very fun. It's very free. If you want, you can buy the battle pass, which is $10. So there you go. I've been playing it. I twitched out some gameplay yesterday.
Is it on the play? Well, I guess you're playing on what you're playing on Xbox,
I'm
right?
playing Xbox. Yeah, it's on everything. As far as
I was wondering if it's in the PlayStation Store. Like, is that where you get it?
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
got
I
it.
guess
It's
that's the only
free.
way you can get it.
Yeah, I just downloaded it. I started the download.
Yeah, it downloaded pretty fast for me, but yeah, it's pretty crazy because I'm like, dude, this is a free game. Like, it's probably the best outside of, I guess, Overwatch. It's probably the best first-person shooter that's out there now. Like, it's not a battle royale game, and it's weird because when it dropped, it's the preseason. It's not season 1 or anything. They literally call it the preseason. So, like, I guess it's to get everyone familiar with it and how the battle pass works, and then they'll drop season 1 in 40 some odd days. So it's been really fun. I highly recommend, especially for a free fucking game. It's very well done. Ubisoft did a pretty good job so far. I haven't run into too many issues, but it's been pretty good. B-Boy's going off in the chat.
Yeah, we're talking about Soul Calibur and all kinds of other shit. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he's talking about hotshot mode. That's the other mode. That's the only mode I haven't played. I've been playing. It gives me escort a lot. And escort's the longest mode because it's round based, and like it depends on like who can escort this drone, big ass fucking dog drone with supplies. And it's cool because you can resupply yourself with the drone. If you're on either side, either enemies or friendlies, they can resupply the drones. It's pretty fucking funny. But like basically, one team, if they can get all the way to the end mark, then they get a timestamp, and the other team has to beat that time. If they don't, they lose. Pretty cool. I'm liking a lot. Yeah, hotshot.
You had me at free.
Yeah, it's for free. This is damn fucking good. Call of Duty Killer. I'm not so sure yet, but it's pretty fucking close. It's really well made. I mean, it is Ubisoft. I know there's been a lot of backlash with Ubisoft recently, especially with the Assassin's Creed Shadow stuff. But as far as their shooters go, they've been doing really good shooters, I think. So it's been fun for me. Hopefully you can see the rest of us be playing it too. I highly recommend. I've been trying to get everyone to do it. B-Boy has been trying to get me to get more people to do it. I know B-Boy got his brother to play. I didn't even know he even had a brother. So it's great. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to
stand for his name. Stands for brother.
There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, King Arthur brought up about the ear thing, about how Dolph Lundgren did it in Universal Soldier, and I totally forgot about that shit because I was fucking gross.
Hell. I was trying to turn on my PS5 and my Fire Stick turned on first, and it's showing a new ad for a what's the name movie, and it's like,
what's the name movie, sir?
It's it has I'm bad with names. It has the girl from The Devil Prada, Anne Hathaway.
Oh, okay.
Catwoman and Batman. So
yeah, The Devil Wears Prada. I've actually seen that movie. That's good. Oh, I haven't.
But no, I guess she's got a movie coming out. But yeah, I'm gonna download this.
Oh, so I will say this: people who are probably B-Boy brought this up. So there's another first-person shooter that is also free called The Finals, and I haven't downloaded that or played it yet. I feel like The Finals is kind of like Valorant or Overwatch, so I wasn't too interested, but I may have to check it out. I heard it's been pretty good. A lot of people say that's another Destiny killer, or not Destiny killer, Call of Duty killer, but we shall see. A lot of people, I think, are more familiar with Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell, and having them all together is pretty crazy. Like, you don't play as agents from these games. You play as some of them are villains. Like, you play as like the cleaners. You play as a cleaner character from the Division in the game. Like, literally setting fire to shit. Like, one of them is fire bomb is one of your abilities. It's fucking awesome. So there you go.
All right. So, where do I want to go next? You want to talk about the bad build, beach, blonde, butch body thing?
Yeah. Speak on.
Are you all even aware of this thing?
I am.
You are?
Yeah. I watched it. So,
Okay. So
it was fucking great.
Yeah, so I got to get into sort of the weeds just for a second so people can understand like how ridiculous this shit was. So there was a hearing that was going on to impeach
Trump, right?
No, it wasn't to impeach Trump. It was like a fucking guy. God damn it! Now I already fucked up the beginning of the story. Give me a second. God damn it! I hate when I do this shit. I was thinking Judge Mershon, but that's the Trump trial guy. It's not. Keep talking for a second.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
Wait. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, no, I was gonna say like, yeah, I guess there was. I can't remember. One of the ladies' name is Green, and she had made a comment.
Wait. It's MTG.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah.
The most infamous. She's like a Trump puppet, if you ask me. She loves Trump. She's from Georgia. She's the one who said that the Jewish people have a laser in the sky for some reason.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, she's kind of out there, but yeah, she still maintains her seat.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Like the setup for it doesn't really fucking matter because basically what happened is that this oh shit, sorry, if you want to see what I'm listening to, press the wrong button. They were at a hearing for a certain person, and Marjorie Taylor Greene asked about some other person's like kid and was like, does anybody here like employ this kid or some shit like that? And it was super weird. And then like Jasmine Crockett was like, do you know what trial what we're actually here for? And then Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, are you sure you can read over your fake eyelashes flapping? And it was just like, what are you talking about? So first of all, Jasmine Crockett she's a black woman, and yeah, she has fake eyelashes and hair and whatever. It's like she dresses up as all people should to go to Congress. They're in the House of Representatives, and when you're in the House of Representatives and anywhere in Congress, House of Representatives or in the Senate, you can't insult somebody like that. It's called like engaging in personalities. Like you can't insult somebody on like the way they look. And that's a thing called decorum. So you're not supposed to do shit like that. And so that was like a huge thing. AOC like talked about, hey, we need to strike these words from the record, meaning that you need to take the words down from the record so that it's not recorded in history. And then also usually when you strike somebody's words, you also ask them to like leave the chamber.
I thought she wanted them to be on record.
No. When they say strike the records, it means it needs to be taken down from the record. Like you can't record that in history. And then also usually when you get something stricken from the record, you're asked to leave like the chambers. And they asked her to apologize if she wanted to stay. They got it approved to like strike down what she said. And they say, hey, basically if you want to stay like in the chambers right now, you need to apologize. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, I will absolutely not apologize, which is doubling down. There's a book about it where like if you're a conservative, you don't ever back down. You double down on everything. I forget the name of the fucking book. And that's what they all do. They all read the same goddamn book. You just double down on everything. So she didn't get kicked out. She didn't apologize, but she did, the words were stricken. And so when she did that, after that, Jasmine Crockett, who is a lawyer, she was asking for clarification on what can and cannot be said in the House. And she said, if I was to say if somebody had a bad built beach blonde butch body, would that be, grounds for, decorum and get stricken? And that's when the shit kind of hit the fan. And it was just like, yeah, it was pretty hilarious. I think that MTG, who was, I think she's a representative from Georgia.
She's Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. And Jasmine Crockett, she's a representative from Texas. She's a Democrat. Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat. MTG is Republican, one of the kind of the worst ones.
Actually, I want to say she's. I don't want to say she's Republican. I want to say she's MAGA.
She is MAGA. Yeah,
she's hardcore MAGA.
Well, this is one of the things that I'm realizing more and more now, is that people try to differentiate the Republicans from MAGA, but I am no longer giving any of them a pass on that, because they all let this bad behavior. Like, this is a perfect example. She should have been kicked out of the chambers for her behavior, for saying those words, and she wasn't. And this is from quote unquote, the traditional Republicans. They allowed her to stay in the chambers after clearly breaking decorum, and they didn't do that. The traditional Republicans are not willing to really, I don't want to say leash, but like tolerate. They're willing to tolerate these MAGA Republicans when they shouldn't. Like, they need to tell them, hey, you can't do this in Congress. Like, you can't talk like this to other people in Congress. You're representing people. You should do it with some sort of respect. And they're not doing that. So the blurring the lines of, oh, this is MAGA and this is traditional Republicans, I'm saying fuck that at this point in my life, because they're allowing them to do this. They're allowing them to let them literally take down speakers of the House for their ridiculous behaviors, and they're not standing up for themselves. So to me, all of the traditional Republicans, all of them are MAGA to me.
Kind of something that was interesting with the whole, was it Crockett? Was she the one that made the statement, right? The bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
Yeah.
So somebody had broke down what she had said, and they basically said that she created an alliteration. Is that right? Alliteration. And it's funny because the person mentioned how oh yeah, she kept it professional, because so each word started with the letter B, and usually alliterations are about 7 words long. So the last one would have been basically bitch. So it would have been beach blonde, bad built, butch body bitch is what she would have called her. But it's cool because that Crockett basically made a trademark out of it. Like, she's selling shirts, and then the proceeds are going to certain things. But I know for sure Green's gonna come out of the woodworks saying that she owes her money for that, because it's her inspiration for the whole trademarking thing and this and that. So I wouldn't be surprised if she came and saying that Crockett owes her money for trademark.
Yeah, that's
where she basically came up on the fly.
Yeah, that's not how that shit works. But yeah, she probably will, because they all claim to be victims, even though they're the ones that kind of started it, that actually did start it. So yeah.
I want to add a little context to what you were saying, Cronus. So when they initially were there for the meeting, it was for the judge that did you get his name?
It wasn't Mershon. It was another guy. Was it Mayorkas?
Yeah.
Mayorkas.
Something like that. So they were there. Whatever they were doing, they didn't get accomplished. They had to meet again at 8 p.m. that night. And that is when MTG started going off about stuff, because she didn't want to meet that night. So she starts going in on people. Maybe she's cranky or some shit. I have no idea.
But
it was late at night. They had to reassemble, and that's when things kind of started to go down. And they were, if you watch the video, there are still members still trying to get to their seats.
Yeah, because didn't they recess, or they took a long break? So
they took a long break, hours long.
But they went to go support something, right? Didn't they go support I think was it a Trump trial or something like that, or another trial that was going on?
I have no idea. I just know that they took a break between whatever they're meeting for earlier in the day to meeting at 8 p.m. that night. I'm like, damn, they had to meet again that night? What the fuck? So that was interesting.
So there's a guy who wrote a country song, and it's called Blonde Bitch, or Bleach Blonde Butch Body. I can't acronym, but
Bad Bill, Bleach Blonde, Butch Body.
Yeah, his name is Tennessee Brando, and it's pretty fucking funny what he made. It's actually pretty catchy.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually, Jasmine Crockett shared it, I think, on her Twitter page. I will not call it X. Because if I go to twitter.com, I go to Twitter.
So Twitter.com, I believe, takes you to X here, right?
Yeah, but I go to Twitter. It takes me to Twitter.
Yeah, I put in Twitter. It just literally just said change to X.com. I literally just typed in it right now.
If I type in Twitter, it still says
I typed
Twitter.
in Twitter. I said it says twitter.com, and literally the address changed to X.com.
Nope.
And I'm greeted to X happening now, join today, blah, blah, blah.
Not for me. Even though it says X on the page, but I'm on twitter.com, notifications, and to me, it's Twitter.
Let me ask you this. Are you signed in on that browser?
Yes.
Okay. That's why I'm not signed in on this browser.
I am 100% signed in. And I think once it goes to X.com, we're done with X.com.
Okay.
This is like I'm a cunt hair's way away from like leaving the platform in general because of the way that like if you look up like hold on, something was trending the other day, like I think it was blacks, like literally blacks.
It's probably the N-word again.
No, it was literally just like blacks. It was like all these things. It's like all this like super racist shit against like black people. And it's like, you know, what the fuck? So Elon Musk fucked up this whole platform. And this is why it's not losing money because of whatever the fuck he's saying. It's because of stupid shit like this. It's because there's the moderation that they have on Twitter is fucking terrible because they got rid of the teams that used to moderate things, even at a low level. They don't do that anymore. Things stay up that are fucking terrible, and it makes their platform fucking terrible. And the fact that they're now, you can pay for the blue check mark. The blue check mark used to mean something on Twitter. Now it means that you're a person that doesn't have a lot of followers that pays for notoriety and to get like your voice heard over others. And usually like a lot of them are fucking racist pieces of shit. So
and also does it like do they verify that you are, cause the whole check mark means that the person is verified, that they're actually who they are.
That's
like,
what
does
it used
the
to
check
mean.
mark that you pay for, does it mean that this person is really this person?
Well, it used to be it used to be that you had a certain number of followers and you were verified. Like I'll give you a perfect example right now. Like there's, I don't even know who the fuck this person is. Could be nope, it's a great example. All right, I looked literally at the next tweet down. I looked at what was it? It's our Trump, and that's the at it's our Trump, and it's a black woman, and it's the blue check mark. They have 564 followers, and all of it's all about like this weird like right wing agenda thing, and it's like all this fucking stupid bullshit. And if you're like, oh, it's somebody black that can't be, yes, black folks can be racist against their own people.
Yeah.
So, and this, like, all I'm seeing on this person's page is showing all that. Yeah.
Like Gabrielle Confederacy?
Yeah. I thought it was like Gabrielle Union. I was like, no. You're talking about
Gabrielle Confederacy.
Yeah. It's like, it used to be somebody of note, but this is nobody of note. But they got the check mark. You know what I mean? With 500, why the fuck would you pay with like not even that many followers? Like we don't have a fucking check. We have never gotten a check mark, and we have like way more than that. Like we're not like huge, but I mean Jesus Christ,
we have more than that. That's for sure. It's still bad. Hey, so if you do the hashtag N-word, there's just some stuff that pops up on here. It's weird because it changes like weekly. Like it's not always the same stuff. And, oh look, this is the most current one, May 12th. Actually, no, I can scroll backwards. Oh, January 2nd. Oh, look at this. All bad. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but...
Yeah, I just want, I would like to have Twitter back, especially because, you know, I'm sure that Twitter took a huge hit with, you know, black Twitter. Because, like, a lot of folks, like, they don't... I think that's why TikTok got so fucking big. One of the reasons why is because you had this fucking dumbass who took over this thing, and he has a very questionable past. A very questionable past. And if y'all do not understand what I'm talking about, like look up how he got his money. Elon Musk is not a self-made millionaire. His millions were given to him from the jump because his dad owned gem mines in Africa. So
He is from South Africa.
yeah, and it's super easy to make money when you already have money, and when you can get around like certain laws. And I mean, like, look at fucking Tesla. And don't get me wrong, like I like Teslas for like the planet, but it's a heavily subsidized company, and so all the folks that say, "Oh, look at all these people that are on welfare," there's no single welfare recipient that has taken as much welfare than any EV company has. They take millions of dollars from our tax dollars, and I get the point though with EVs. Like I get it, like you want to make the change, but I mean people are complaining about welfare queens. Meanwhile, how the fuck where do you think the money comes from when you buy a goddamn Tesla or any EV and you get like $7,000 off? Where do you think that money comes from? Like seriously. And also and as they make their cars, why do you think it's cheaper for them to make the cars here? Like it's all fucking subsidies. And where the fuck do you think that comes from? It's from our tax dollars.
Yeah, not a huge fan. I mean, it's weird because one of the plants is down the street from my house. So
yeah, and they lost discrimination lawsuits. I'm just saying. So
yeah.
So I'm like quick little thing real quick. So I'm on Twitter right, and I'm like scrolling through my through my feed, or I'm not sure what Twitter calls it. But I'm gonna post this in our group chat so you guys can check this out. But there's an anime that pops up. So Twitter, there's adult content on there, and so this is adult anime hentai. So anyway, so this guy's in like a traditional like Chinese like martial art style like costume or outfit, and he jumps out of his clothes and he jumps onto this woman's head and like just starts like doing her face. And then he like jumps up, grabs her by her head, flips her over, and she like lands on him. Like it's ridiculous. I'm not even sure why this show's on my feed, but it's really fucking funny. It's definitely not safe for work.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think it's old. But B-Boy brought up a good point. Like now, Twitter X is overrun by like porn bots. Like there's a lot of like what they use like popular artists and be like, oh, guess what this person did, and then like it says don't check the comics, and if you do, you kind of get like the app kind of like freezes. There's like a bunch of people trying to see shit, or like if you accidentally hit it, it'll like freeze the app because there's so many responses and people trying to see, people asking, where's this, where's that, and then like sometimes you think that someone got assaulted, but it's really like a porn thing. Other times it's just like, oh, this person released like a little video, or like whether it's some kind of, it's usually some kind of trap to get people, but it's usually a porn bot. There's like hundreds of them. It's like this. I don't even see anything funny on here. Like I don't care if it's like porn or whatever, but like, dude, there's not. This is basically turning into like X videos. Like what?
Well, I mean, there's places I go to for porn, and it's
exactly.
It's not Twitter. So, and don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I know porn existed on Twitter before Elon bought it, but yeah, like I feel like
now.
Huh?
It's worse now.
Yeah, I feel like the guardrails on the whole site have been like turned off, and it's just like you're basically turning this site into like Truth. Truth Social, and it's like,
but Truth Social's gone, right? They're trying to relaunch this year.
It is not gone. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I'm sorry, not Truth Social. My fault. Parler.
Oh
shut
yeah.
down last year.
Yeah.
They're trying to relaunch. I think this summer.
Did Kanye get behind that? Like, didn't?
No. So Candace Owens' husband owns Parler, and
he had to sell it.
He was trying to get Kanye to invest in it, but it's like it's a shit site. It's like it's very hard to have a successful social media site right now. And yeah, I mean, I'm still on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, sort of, and Instagram sort of, but it's like it's hard to keep me engaged in these places, especially because during the pandemic, what social media, especially Facebook, did to me was it showed me all of my racist friends. So yeah, like especially when
and family members.
George Floyd literally got fucking murdered in front of our eyes. People were just like, oh yeah, he deserved that. People that I knew, people that I used to work with, people that I used to trust. And I'm just like, whoa, like we're seeing two different things. Like your reality is not my reality. You know what I mean? And I still have some people on my Facebook page that are just like they're very suspect. So, but most of them saw their way out.
Yeah, that was some interesting times.
Yeah, I feel like 2020, especially social media, just ousted most of the people that basically who I suspected, or basically what was it that we were saying? Everyone kept saying in 2020 is like when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw in 2020 is a lot of like stuff like, oh, I kind of get the feeling they were this way, and now I see it even more. Like you show it to me in full Technicolor, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably not going to engage with you any like either less or not anymore. There are some people that saw their way out without me even saying anything. I barely even said anything on social media that whole time. And some people just like, oh, I'm just not going to. I'm like, all right, you can. I guess the virtual door's that way. Yep. Bye-bye.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it was just very strange. There were a couple of surprises. There were some people I was very surprised to see. Like, I was like, I did not expect this from you. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do about this with this new information. I was just like, what the fuck?
Well, there are people that, for me, I come from a military background, and there are folks that I served with, that were the same folks that were just like, I got to explain a term to everybody right now that's listening. There's a term that's called, there's only two kinds of Marines. There's dark green Marines and green Marines, which is obviously that's a differentiation, which that term alone started to bother me over time. Cause I'm like, you're already saying that there's like two different kinds of Marines, like the white folks and everybody else. But those, some of the white Marines that I knew.
Wait. I'm sorry. That's what that means?
Yeah. Is
that what they're saying?
If you think about it, God. Which I did over time, I was like, yeah, it means like white Marines and all the other Marines. That's what green Marines and dark green Marines mean. Anyway,
wow.
Those same sort of folks, when I was bringing up like issues after George Floyd died and he's murdered, and I was bringing up all these other issues about like racist shit, and they were just like, oh, you just like love to bathe in racism. You're like, you look for all this shit. I'm like, motherfucker, you serve with me. Like, what shit was like. And they also ignored shit in the Marine Corps. So in the Marine Corps, after I got out, they literally had to stop showing pictures and names of the people that were trying to get meritoriously promoted, which meritoriously promoted means that like it's getting promoted based upon like on merit, but like kind of early. So basically you take a bunch of tests and you can get promoted early. And so they take the names and pictures off of these things because they kept meritoriously promoting mostly white people. And so first it was the pictures, and they tried to make it a little more even because you could tell when somebody was like obviously not white. And then they took away the names because you can tell by like names who wasn't white. And so like the Marine Corps realized that there was a fucking problem here. And we still have people that are out there saying that there was no racism in the military at all because we all did the same shit. It's like, no. Like even if you look at like most of the military right now, all the higher ups are white dudes.
Almost all of them. And like, you remember the story we covered it, where that one girl went missing from the base and everyone got fired.
Yeah, she's Mexican. Yeah,
she was a Hispanic woman, and like there's like all kinds of stuff. There was sexism, racism, like murder, sex. Like it was like literally a telenovela at a fucking American U.S. Marine base.
No, that was it was an Army base, but I'm not Army. But I'm not going to say it doesn't happen in the Marine Corps because I'm sure it happens in every fucking branch.
But this one hit the news because it was the Army. It was like in the middle of fucking. It was like in fucking Was it Texas or some shit?
No,
or
it was
Colorado?
it was some
Was
state
it
that
back?
yeah.
Was it a former slave state?
I mean, probably. But it was it's always been kind of weird because I wasn't aware of things like that until after I got out, and then I realized it was like, oh, like, yeah,
Yeah,
shit was kind of fucked up.
I feel like it's kind of weird because I feel like maybe because you were in and you didn't see other brands, but there's things that were coming out, not a lot. It was like once in a very, very blue moon. There'd be something that was like kind of racist that happened in the military.
I mean, honestly, I was probably part of. At the time, I was probably part of the problem of like seeing shit like that and like not speaking up or saying anything because once you get into actually, I wasn't like when I was a Marine, I was part of like kind of like the not. How do I put it? I wasn't in the good old boys club.
Okay.
So I was kind of like my friends that I had in the Marine Corps. We were not like the more accepted. Like none of my friends were meritorious Marines. Like none of us chose to like try harder and like we're all good Marines, but we didn't like. I don't know how to put it to like a civilian term.
Oh,
but like
you weren't. You weren't kind of. You weren't as proud as you would say bootlickers.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the things. Like, yeah, like all of us were kind of like, fuck all this shit, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this: when you went in the Marine Corps, how many people that were your friends were from the same state?
Oh, very few actually. Okay. Yeah, very few. I think one of the things though is that like one of my really good friends, he actually went to the brig.
What the fuck?
No. This is the crazy thing. Like he did nothing. He literally did nothing wrong. Like when I got to the fleet, there was a huge crackdown on. Let me just tell you a story. All right, sorry, this is a fucking military story time.
I love stories. So a lot of people don't know because I drove 8 hours with Kronos, and he told me all these military stories, and they sound fantastic because I'm like, there's no way in the fucking golden state of California this shit fucking happened, but it did because they experienced it. So I love these stories.
Well,
go ahead.
And it's funny because like most folks that know me are like meet me. They don't. I tell them that I'm a Marine, and they're just like, "What? Really? You?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm a Marine." Anyway, like my first like week or two, no, like maybe the first month I got to the fleet. So the fleet is when after I go through boot camp, I go through combat training, I went through comm school, then I got sent to the fleet. And the fleet for me was going to 9th Combat Battalion in Camp Pendleton, which is not far from where I live. We're not far from where I live now. After like maybe a month, I had to go to a field op, and it was at Del Mar, which is like the beach. And usually on a field op, you have to go to like sleep in tents, shit like that. But I was lucky enough to like go because I'm a comm guy, so I got to go to a barracks, like a temporary barracks on Del Mar. And I remember there was a guy that I was roommated with. He would smoke weed every fucking day. We're at this field op, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You can't smoke weed in the Marine Corps." He's like, "Well, if you drink like I think he would drink like 2 or 3 gallons of water before a piss test, and then he would pee so much that you couldn't test it." And he was like, he'd been in the Marine Corps for like 2-3 years. So okay, he's like, "Hey, you want some?" I was like, "No, I don't. I'm not gonna fucking smoke weed. Like, I'm not gonna get kicked out for fucking drugs." And after that, like maybe like a month or two after that, somebody else got caught, and it turned out that there was a gunnery sergeant. He's like an E7 that he was selling clean piss to people that he knew were gonna fail drug tests. And so it was like this huge thing. So like I would say probably at least 12 people in my platoon got busted for drugs, and but it also wrapped up one of my other friends who didn't do any drugs. He just hung out with all of them. I didn't because at the time, like I didn't really know them. And his name is Jeremy. I'm not gonna say his last name. And he got thrown in the brig because he was quote unquote literally guilty by association. And so that was like my primer for the Marine Corps is that this is not a fair place. And if somebody around you did something wrong, you might get fucked too. And so that kind of like led me down the side of like, I'm not going to hang out with like these people that I can't really trust as much. And so I would associate myself with people that were kind of grimy, sort of, but I could like trust them a little more than normal because I have huge trust issues in general. And so I created a family with folks, especially there's like, I will say there's a family called the Manas that was like, they were my family like for the longest time, along with like some other folks. And they showed me another way of like living. And I love like my whole like core group. But there was like a lot of issues with the Marine Corps and the military in general that people just kind of gloss over, and they pretend that like there's no issues or discrimination or anything like that in the Marine Corps. It's like, I mean, if you were a woman or a person of color in the Marine Corps, like you definitely experienced some discrimination. Whether or not you ignore it or not, it's totally up to you. So,
so I'm gonna kind of. I wish Project was here because he can probably verify this. But when we both went to college in Georgia, and being at these colleges, you run into people that are from all different walks of life, mainly from different states, and like a lot of them, they just have a different American experience. Like one of the guys I was like, we're in like it's basically a quad area. And like they were talking, like he was from the Bronx, and he kept bringing up like everybody's kind of different here because like it was like this. It was sectionized. You got the guys from the New York area, the East Coast, the Midwest guys, the people that were local, where they were from the South, and then you had the West Coasters, which is mostly California people. There's a couple people from like probably Washington and like Nevada, like Vegas, but they all had something different to contribute to like the this kind of cliche, but the black experience.
Yeah.
So they all had something different. So they all had different experiences with the cops. They had different experiences with white people. There are some people, some of them had never seen an Asian person ever in their entire life.
Yeah, in the Marine Corps, there was folks that I knew that never saw, like they were never friends with a black person or never saw a black person.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yes. I've had that. I've actually ran into that in Oregon where people have never seen a person of color. Like, it was very weird. And not even native. There's people that are native people that live in Oregon and Washington because some of that land was theirs. And they still have like reservations out there, but they've never seen them. They've never seen them.
So
it's kind of weird.
Caveat, in person. Obviously, you see about people on TV and shit like that. But
yes, you see them on TV. But the problem is TV gives you a caricature of those people. They're not full representations of like an entire culture, so it's like totally different. And like the guy that we were talking about, or I was talking with, he's like, dude, even some of the speech was different. And the thing that bothered him the most is like, and at that time, the guys from the Bronx, everyone was kid. So
yeah.
Was, what's up, kid? What's up, kid? What's this and that? And like, what pissed him off is that the guys from California kept saying, "What's up, dog?" He's all, "Dude, I'm not a dog." He gets hella mad. He was so mad. He's like, "Dude, I'm not a dog. Like, I'm not no dog. All these California dudes, all these California cats keep calling me dog. I'm not no dog. I ain't no dog." And it was funny to me because this guy looked exactly like DMX. So I thought it was the funniest fucking shit ever. I'm like, dude, DMX. I mean, he was younger at the time, obviously, but it was just strange to me knowing that, being in the college scene, knowing that in the military, that's got to be kind of the same experience where there's people from around the country who have never had the same, like you're going in with literally people around your age that are basically just out of college. There's probably a couple of people that are in their 20s that were like,
not even college, bro. We're kids. Like most of the people that
you're between like probably 18 to 22, maybe 25.
Like usually in boot camp, it's like 17 to like I would say 20 max. Like that's like the max? Median. So, that's like there are some older people, but it's like it's very fucking rare.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there's some kids that were continually in juvie, and they're like their last ditch effort. What they either court mandated or whatever fucking thing, they had to go into the military for whatever reason. So these people have different
that's rare in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a common thing, but you're going to get some of them looped up. I'm pretty sure most of the people like signed up, volunteered, like, hey, I'm trying to go to college. I want the GI Bill. I'm doing this, or like, it was their only way out of whatever situation, maybe something they want to do. A lot of people I know, like part of my family, they do it because it's a legacy.
Yeah.
Like their father did it, and their fathers did it.
Yeah.
They it's like it goes all the way back to like World War II, so the generational type of thing. And so
I felt like Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah,
so it was an army, they all died.
Yeah, well, in some cases it'd be like that. Anyway, meeting those people from different walks of life, they're going to have different experiences with other types of Americans, and it was weird to me being where we live or where you used to live, meeting people that they don't know what a Samoan is. Like, what do you like? I met cousins. They're like, "What's a Samoan?" I'm like, "You don't know? How do you not know people from Samoa? How can you not?" But it's not something they're exposed to, something they don't know about. It's like I like blew their minds when I had to explain what someone from Samoa looked like or what it is, even a part of their culture.
Have you seen
Asians,
The Rock?
Yeah. But this is before The Rock was big. Some people like it was always one type of Asian. Like some of them didn't know there's different types of Asians. They didn't know there was like a Chinese person, Korean, Japanese. They couldn't tell them apart. They're all just Chinese to them. So like being in those situations or being from those backgrounds, lumping them into military, I can imagine that there's going to be like basically a culture clash.
Well, so actually, this is the problem with the military. All right, so you would think there'd be more of a culture clash, but there's actually not, because in boot camp we're all kind of we're brainwashed, like for the most part. Like we have to all learn the same goddamn thing. You're forced to. You learn a certain, all the things you learn is the same thing, and you kind of like have to erase part of your past to like get through all this shit, and you all become what's supposed to be like the same thing. But you still have like legacy aspects of like who you were and like your lived experience. And I think that's what most of the military misses is that prior to the Marine Corps, we still have biases and experiences that will live on through us even after all the shit we went through boot camp, after all the shit we went through in whatever. The only time it like really gets erased is when you even it's not even a race, but you have to like kind of prove yourselves to each other. This is like the thing I don't like about the military and like just shit in general. It's like traumatic events is how you kind of bond. Everybody in the military usually trauma bonds through shit, and it's like once something bad happens to all of you, then you all get kind of closer. But then you ignore all the shit that this person might have went through because you're bonded through like a certain kind of event. And I think that most people they don't recognize that occurs in the military. It's why I need to do a podcast on this in general. But there's a thing called
you got to get Papa Bear and Devil Dog on this.
Yeah, we're going to. But there's a thing called the ACE score. It's like the adverse.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, the adverse childhood experiences thing, where it's like a score thing. I'll probably talk about this before in the podcast, but like it's like a number scale, like fucked up shit that happened to you when you were a kid. And I'm pretty sure every single person I know in the Marine Corps scores at least a 5 on this scale out of, I think it's like 11, maybe 12, which is pretty high. And I score pretty high on that scale. And there's like consequences the higher you go up in the scale. Like literally your lifespan is expected to be like far less the higher you go up on the scale.
Jeez.
So yeah, and
that's crazy.
The thing is like, so we all have like these high A scores, and then we go into the Marine Corps, which is just getting in is fucking traumatic. And then after you get in, if you go through boot camp, the things you might go through as a Marine are also traumatic. So like, you just compound trauma throughout your life. And this is why most people need to be on disability. So just saying.
Yeah. I can only imagine that if anybody, you get a group of 5 people, and like if they were not cool, at first, and they're reluctantly working together, I'm pretty sure getting shot at by a common enemy will get you common ground very quickly.
Oh yeah,
especially
for sure.
if you will all bond about, hey, one of us almost fucking died. Especially if someone gets hit. If someone gets hit, you're all like banding together.
Well, that's back. Like this is how like I have to go in like sort of my pacifist side here, of like how war never ends. It's like no matter how a war starts, as soon as your friend gets shot by anybody, like guess what? You're against whatever the fuck the person that shot your friend. Like you,
an eye for an eye.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and that shit never ends, and it will never fucking end until you can realize that this is like a cycle that you can choose to participate in or not. But it's hard to do. Like I would say that when the war in Iraq started, most folks were just like they're kind of meh about it, and then. But like the first time your friend gets fucking blown up or shot, like you're like, all right, I'm all in. Fuck, I gotta fucking avenge my guy. And once you get that, and then it doesn't fucking stop. And I don't think people like really recognize that like at all as like being a valid thing. Of like, we shouldn't be that invested in these things. Like nobody questions like why you're actually there. Like who put your friend there to get possibly killed, but it doesn't matter. Like once they're dead, like sense goes out the window.
you can't go back. You can't go back. You can't. Now it's just like, well, how do we move on, and like how do I survive? Especially in the moment. In the moment, it's like, how do I survive? How do I get back?
No, actually, in the moment, you're just like, how do I fucking kill all of them? Like that's like that's in the moment. It's like I'm gonna kill every fucking person that's associated with killing my friend. Yeah.
That was my last point. How do I survive? I think it was gonna go to how do I survive to get my get back and like wipe out everybody.
There's not actually, honestly, Old Ninja. It's not even about how do I survive.
Really, I think it would be that way for me, but I would be definitely like, how do I strategically wipe out everybody solo, like, but for me it was like, if I was going to join the military, it was going to be a group effort. Like we all would like enlist like with my core friends, and we never did. It was either the military or police force. We chose neither. So that didn't work out.
I mean, that's I can say that's probably a smart move.
I mean, it is what it is, man. We ended up doing whatever, but I mean, I have like military family. Like I did not know that my grandfather served until he died, because that was my first military funeral. It was the first time I ever heard a gunshot. It was fucking crazy. Wow. So, and then I had cousins that I met later that line of the family, they were all following the footsteps of our military past. So I was like, oh shit. So I felt like there's 2 lines for us. Either you become a pastor or you join the military. It's like one of those 2 things. I think as the generations went on, we all decided to like do different paths of like business. Like a lot of us, they like doing entrepreneurship, kind of. I mean, it doesn't always work out, but they at least pursue it. So, that's like a legacy for my side, or my dad's side, really. So it's just it is what it is, man. I mean, we're here in 2044, trying to do things, trying to represent. It's kind of weird. Hopefully that we don't blow ourselves up with nuclear war in the next 16 months.
In the next ever.
Oh, yeah, ever. But 16 months, I see shit heating up. We didn't talk about. I mean, this has been a little bit more political, but I guess the Iranian president might have died, or he did die.
He definitely died.
Yeah, but apparently they couldn't find his body or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, helicopter goes down.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the helicopter exploded because, incidentally, there was a helicopter in San Jose. It went down. This is like early 2000s. So the helicopter pilot, he flew away from crowded downtown San Jose. He hit like a little suburb area, and he crashed the helicopter there. Everyone on board was killed, but they were able to recover, the bodies. So,
I mean, it depends on like the fire, the impact, like how high they fell from. So, or if it just got fucking blown up, which is I'm hoping they didn't.
Yeah, Yeah,
So-
I don't think they did because they showed the pictures of the helicopter. It was just smushed. Didn't look like there was a fire, so nothing exploded. So yeah, there's that. Oh, so I want to kind of leave this kind of somewhat depressing thing and kind of go back all the way back for full circle back to the Dre and Kendrick thing. Do either of you watch SNL?
I do not, but hold on, give me a second. Talk about it with Blue. Blue, your camera's
Your
off.
screen's off.
Yeah, I'm having issues with my camera.
Your
like,
what?
I'm having issues with my camera. Like
Oh,
it just
okay.
my whole like browser just died. That's why I had to like jump back on. And now I can't get my camera.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, y'all talk for a second. I can use the bathroom. Be right back.
Okay. So Blue, do you watch? Have you seen the Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Shea?
No, but I know that usually at the end of the season, the two like kind of write each other's, I guess, lines that they're going to go over. So I'm guessing that what they had on there is pretty crazy because usually it gets pretty fucking funny, the stuff they say on there.
So it's always crazy, and it's always kind of fucked up. So like, they do fucked up shit to each other. Like, so one of them, I don't even know if it was the season finale years ago, but probably. Oh, it was. So what Michael Che did is he hired an actress to portray a civil rights activist, and then he said that she marched with Martin Luther King. And what Che did is, because they were swapping jokes, he wrote a bunch of like racist or semi-racist jokes, and like referenced like Coretta Scott King and all this shit for Colin Jost to say, and he's sitting right next to her. So it was like all bad. You see his face like kind of turn red or whatever. So if you don't know who Colin Jost is, he's a comedian. He's married to Scarlett Johansson. They have kids and shit. I had no fucking idea who this guy is, but he does Weekend Update with Michael Che. And it's fucking crazy. They do some crazy shit, but usually I would say like Colin Jost, when he writes for Michael, he says a lot of like kind of sexist or I guess kind of like pedophilic kind of shit, but it's usually not like that kind of hard. And Michael Shea always goes super kind of racist for Colin, and it makes him look like a complete fucking racist asshole. And so I think this year, even though a lot of people compare, like last year might have been better, this year he got him with the Kendrick Lamar skit. So he basically wrote about he made Michael Shea talk about how women were getting punched randomly on TikTok in New York City, and then the joke was like, "Oh, bitch, get out of my way." And then he says, speaking of bitches, I want to shout out the biggest bitch of all, Kendrick Lamar. I was like, what the fuck? When you see Michael Shea deliver the line, it looks like he tries to run from the stage. It is fucking the most fucking hilarious shit ever. He goes on to say the fucking joke. At the end, he was just like, okay, Colin, you got me with this one. Like, this is really good. It's written really well. And if finally, you can see on Colin Jost, like, I finally fucking got your ass with this fucking joke. Because it looked like Michael Shea was in fear of his life when he, like, basically, it looks like he tries to start another feud with Kendrick Lamar. And it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
I gotta check it out. SNL's been pretty good lately. Like, there was a recent skit they did with Beavis and Butthead that had me fucking dying laughing. Because the freaking one of the hosts just kept losing her shit. Like because I think one of the things they try to do on SNL is try to get the other person to break character or something like that. And like that one had me dying laughing. But there was another one with I think is it Kristen Wiig? I think she was on there, and it's called Jumanji. And basically, her character she doesn't want to play board games because she doesn't want to get Jumanji. And so like that's the whole skit. And they end up playing. There was a game called Ticket to Ride, where basically like you got to like buy railroad tracks and like try to connect like towns and cities, and whoever has like the biggest like line of trains or I guess tracks that you own, you win. And so they end up playing that, and they end up getting Jumanji by playing Ticket to Ride. But like the whole spill between like, okay, like what does being Jumanji mean and this and that it's pretty fucking funny. It had me dying laughing.
That's funny. So the Beavis and Butthead skit was fucking hilarious because Beavis was Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I didn't recognize him because he has his lip like peeled into his fucking upper thing, and it's funny because like they're at like a college and like the professor's paid by shit, what's his name? Why can't I think of his fucking name?
Oh,
No,
Keenan.
Keenan, yes. Keenan. It's played by Keenan. And like he's like, I can't take this seriously because the guy behind you looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. And you turn around, he's wearing the same outfit. He has the fucking foot tall fucking hair. It's fucking hella funny. So they ask him to move, and he moves next to a guy that looks exactly like Butthead. So it looks like live action Beavis and Butthead. It was the funniest fucking shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Is fucking awesome at the same time.
Yeah, the SNL's been pretty funny lately. Like they've definitely got some good writers, and the creativity is there. It's not boring. There was definitely a time when like SNL probably was on the verge of being canceled.
Yeah, I've heard shit like that, but they managed to bounce back. I mean, I think since Keenan's been on there, they've been doing some interesting skits, especially like the what is it, the Jeopardy thing? That's like the Minority Jeopardy or whatever the fuck. That's just fucking hilarious.
That's from a while ago, but
yeah, but they continue to do it. It's still fucking funny though. And what's the other one? They do like music videos and shit. So they're on YouTube. Their one with Halsey is pretty fucking funny. It's Halsey and Adam Driver. Sorry, damn, that one's fucking hilarious. And the one with The Weeknd. It's The Weeknd and Daniel Craig. That shit's fucking hilarious. I'm like, damn, this is really good shit. The Weeknd, yeah, it's really good shit. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that SNL is because I remember for a long time they wouldn't put their shit online. And now I guess you can watch that shit on Peacock now. And you can watch their little short segments on fucking YouTube. Fucking great. So get a chance. If you haven't seen I guess it's season 49, season finale of The Weeknd Update, fucking watch that shit. It's like maybe 10 minutes or less or some shit, but it's fucking hilarious.
And you can watch it everywhere. It's like on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You can watch it anywhere.
Your favorite video app is probably on there, or one that we don't create shit. Well, actually, no. I guess you can create shit on everything. But anyway.
All right, we gotta wrap it up. It's getting late.
For sure. All right, Blue, take us home, Blue. You're the man behind the curtain.
Oh, okay. Ninja, since you said that, what you got populating this weekend till the next episode? Hold up.
I will be out of town this weekend. I'm going to a reggae festival for the weekend. So I'll be gone all weekend. It's by the water. It's gonna be cool. I'm getting me some
about to get high as
food.
fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a
beat around the bush.
Contact guy. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing some of the acts like Too Short and E40 are performing together. It's gonna be cool. I've never seen 93 Until will be there.
Oh, nice.
Who else do I want to see? Oh, Lupe Fiasco. I've never seen Lupe Fiasco. He's performing I think Saturday night, and Ice Cube is cool. He's the closer on Sunday night. So nice. I'm going like every night. So I'm seeing all these acts. Plus Steven and Damian Marley are going to be there. I'm obviously going to see one or both of them. It's going to be fucking insane. It's already packed. It was packed last year. I'm pretty sure it will be packed this year. And then next week I won't be on the cast because I'll be in Sacramento. So I'm going to graduation. So I'm going to have a pretty busy in and out week. So there you go.
All
right, cool. Kronos, what you got going on this week?
I started physical therapy today, which is nice. Trying to unfuck my shoulder and my knee, and I will work from there. So, my youngest is going to get a school award when she graduates, which is kind of cool. So, her second year in a row, she's getting some sort of academic achievement, which I don't know what it is because I didn't put it in the letter, which is kind of weird. But last year she got one for math, and math is like her favorite thing. So one of her favorite things. Also, Catch Teeny Ping and Glitter Force. Just saying.
What was that last name?
Catch Teeny Ping and Glitter Force. Favorite TV shows. So.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know until she existed. Anyway, it was good to hang out with Prodigy again in person. I was really happy about that. And my brother, we haven't hung out in a long time. So even though we lived in the same city for the past 2 fucking years now, Yeah, it's that was nice. I need to take a vacation soon. I was listening. There was a book I read called something about boundaries. I think it was like Find Boundaries, Found Peace, or something like that. But it's a really good book that I recommend to anybody because I didn't understand that I had boundary issues because people ask me to do shit and I just fucking do them. But apparently that's not the way to go. It's called Set Boundaries, Find Peace by Nedra Glover Tawwab. I recommend anybody read that shit. But I need to take more of my PTO because I have like usually 400 hours every year. They're just fucking sitting there. So I should take more time off. And I think sometime later on this year, I might go on a cruise by my fucking self. So, yeah.
Right on.
That's one of those Virgin airline cruises where it's just adults.
Oh.
Just watch out for pineapples.
Watch out for sharks. No, watch out for fucking sharks and shit. Don't fall overboard. Just don't.
Yeah, I tend not to do that. You stay drunk, you stay on the interior. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay away from the railings and shit.
Yeah.
Even the fucking some cruises have like a water park on their shit. You might want to stay away from that if you're fucked up.
You know what's crazy though is that so when I was on a float, which is basically I was on a ship for like 7-8 months during Operation Enduring Freedom. But anyway, there was on the way to coming home from or going to Hawaii on the way back, and somebody went overboard. Couldn't find him.
Oh my god!
We were looking for that dude for like I think like a week or two. Like it delayed our thing, but yeah, we couldn't find him. Fucking sucks. Yeah.
That fucking hell sucks. Oh my god.
Apparently that's like super common. Like somebody falls overboard, like the chance of like you finding that person, crazy low.
Yeah. Unless they had like gear, which is most likely they didn't have it on them or whatever.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, there's like, especially on like the ship that I was on, like he probably fell from like a high height.
Mm-hmm.
Once you hit the water, like the impact was
that's like hitting cement.
Yeah, and if you survive the impact, then treading water for like a really long time, plus animals, sharks and shit in the sea, it's like
But then some things that people also take out of consideration is that the boat propellers, because they are fucking huge. If you're out and even if you survive, like you might get sucked up into that thing. And
if you make it to nighttime, that's like basically a nightmare. Like you can't, you're probably not going to survive the night. So
no, especially if they're in a storm. Oh no, forget it.
Oh no, just like not being able, like it being like totally dark at night, and then water gets colder, and you can't tell up from down. It's like fuck all that.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. And then there's most likely more predators at night than during the day.
Yeah.
And one of them name is P. Diddy.
And as he's eating you, he's like, take that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Jake be like, you used to call me on my hotline.
Oh my god. All right, Blue.
For myself,
didn't you
Kronos.
Oh no,
not bad. Doing. Kronos got me into this book called Infected, and the shit's it's fucking crazy. Like this, I never read a book that I had to pause just because the shit was just too much for me. Like,
bro, I got some more for you. I'm just saying, I got some dark ass books.
Oh man, yeah, this book is pretty dark. Like this dude with some scissors and some webbles. Just I had to pause. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But there's other stuff that happens too. But like, I'm on the second book, which is called what is it called?
Is it Contagion? Contagion or Contagious? Yeah.
Contagion? Yeah. So I'm listening to that one, and like, there's literally a scene where the kind of the same guy from the first book, who's gone fucking crazy. He goes to a house, and there's 3 people who are infected, and one of them is a toddler who's probably like about 5 or something like that. And the toddler basically tells like the dad to kill this MF. And this dude, the guy's an ex-football player, and he fucking boots this kid who hits his table, and it basically breaks his back. But later on, like he's telling other people, like, "Hey, yeah, you see that kid right there? I call him Slinky or something like that, just because of the way he's all folded up and stuff like that." I was like, "Damn,
Dossie doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck.
He does not give a fuck. And like, he doesn't like to use guns because pussies use gun and real men use fucking tire iron. It's fucking crazy. It's a really good book. It's very interesting. But the author who wrote the book is also doing the audiobook, which is kind of cool. That's just you never really see that too often, but he does a pretty decent job. But I am going to make fun of him for his women voices.
Well, it's also like so his other books like that came out way after this. He doesn't voice them anymore. What annoyed me about the book? So I read the first book I read by him was called The Crypt Takedown, which was really good. Also a really fucked up book because he's kind of a fucked up man apparently. And but in the Infected series, like I really didn't like the way that they had like the chapter end beginning like sound that. Yeah. I was just like but in his other books that's not in there, so you can tell like he upped like his production value on his subsequent books. So, but they're still great books. It was fucked up.
I'm enjoying it.
So
other than that,
hold on. So Blue, I want you to find a book called Kaiju Battle Surgeon. So don't read that after these books. Read like 1 or 2 books after that, something happy, and then read Kaiju Battle Surgeon.
He's always he's all prepping you. Like read something happy, read like Elmo goes to school or some shit, and then come back to this. So what the fuck?
Kaiju Battle Surgeon is not by the same guy. It's a guy who recommended me Scott Sigler. So the guy that I got into his books, it was Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is a fantastic book series for anybody that wants to read. It's a lit RPG novel series, one of the best ones out there. In my top 2, really.
cool. It's free on audiobook right now.
There you go.
I guess it's free if you have a subscription or whatever.
So just get it and just get it. And once you finish like the Infected series, read a book or 2 that are happy, and then get to that one. But anyway, I saw they were commenting to each other on Twitter, and so I was like asking him about the book from like the author that I knew, and he's like, "Oh yeah, read like this book." And so I got into it, and I was like, "You guys are fucking twisted." And then I asked the author of like Scott Sigler, I was like, "Hey, what do you recommend after Takedown or The Crypt Takedown?" And then he asked me like what I usually like listen to or like read, and then he gave me the Infected series, so I read that one or listened to that one.
Wow,
but these authors are like accessible on Twitter pretty easily, so yeah.
That's good. That's great. Actually, so are we. We're accessible on Twitter.
Yeah. You know what we need to do?
Twitter X.
We need to have like a summer book club.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I read a lot of books.
I have a stack of books that I haven't even read.
You fucking killed through books though. Like I gave you a recommendation, and you were finished before I was.
Yeah, I read usually like at least a book a week, if not more. So like my therapist, like I think it was like last week, she recommended a book, and then I finished it. And like this week, I was like, yeah, I finished the book. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, like I finished a couple days. Like it doesn't take me very long to finish a book. So
yeah, so I mean, we can still do it. The summer's coming up. We can start in June, and read books, recommend books for the people. The folks.
I got some good ones.
That could, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I got some good ones. Like when I was working at Costco, like I ran into a lot of audiobooks. Like I went through all the Harry Potter books that nobody told me were amazing, but there's a bunch of other.
Why you keep so bad?
But no, like, there's definitely some other cool books I came across that I fucking love.
Like your Jeremy Robinson.
A lot of them are sci-fi.
Yeah, your Jeremy Robinson recommend. I had no idea who Jeremy Robinson was until you. So yeah.
Yeah. I literally like his first book. Was it Infinite?
Yeah, so good.
Infinite. Yeah, the first one. Like I literally that was actually a book that I got off of Kindle. That was like the first book I read on my Kindle, and like first chapter I was just hooked. Probably like the first and last, or like that was probably like the last book I read like all the way through. Like to be honest, everything else has been like audiobooks, but that one I read all the way through, and I actually went and bought the audiobook and listened to it again.
Damn. Speaking of which, I guess season 2 of Sandman got announced.
Yeah, great series. Yeah,
there's a teaser trailer, and they introduced 2 new characters, and they show who the characters are. Well, one of them is Destiny. I forgot who the other one was.
Was it Delirium? Probably.
No, I thought we got Delirium. No, it's someone else.
Oh, what is there's a character in that, I forget her name, but it's the woman that's like she's a heavyset woman with the fish hook on her finger. Oh, it's gonna be very hard to watch if they do it like book accurate. Yeah, I forget her name.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. But yeah, there's a little teaser. It says so. Netflix says it's coming soon. That could mean like fall. So
I really wish they would have cast Cat Dillon? Cat?
Oh,
Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings.
Yeah, Cat
yeah.
Dennings as the voice of or because she's the voice of Death in Sandman the audiobook.
Yeah.
I think she would have been a really good person for the actual show.
She's
but
Death.
It is what it is.
Oh, I think it's because she's really short. She's kind of short. So anyway,
Oh, Death can be anything.
sure, that's true. Oh, maybe she'll be Kat Dennings for season 2. Who knows?
I know if I died and Death came up to me like that, I'd be like, I must be dead.
Oh my goodness! All right.
All right.
All right.
What want to take us out of here?
You just experienced Black on Black Times Infinity, the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere, including Twitter X with BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you listen to your podcasts, anywhere you listen to your probably audiobooks too, maybe except for exception of one platform, who knows. Check out our official website, binheadproductions.com/BTI. We have the email address, bnbti@gmail.com. And then on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, on YouTube, we go live 8:30 Pacific-ish. You can join us in chat, be a part of the conversation. There you go.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We are out.
Metro mentioned beats.
Living of the atom only a few decades ago, and through his God-given genius of science, man at last has succeeded in penetrating further and further into the unknown vastness of space. Yet many questions remain unanswered.